Welcome back to the channel. My name's Jacob here with Life Outdoors, and today we are doing a 90,000 mile review on my 2021 Jeep Gladiator EcoDiesel.
So it's crazy to say now that I have had this truck for nearly 6 years. I bought this truck in late 2020 when the 2021 models were out, and I have had this truck since it was brand new, and we now are approaching the 100,000 mile mark. We're at a little over 90,000 currently. So I'm gonna give you a quick chat about what I've liked about the truck, what I haven't, some concerns I have moving past 100,000 miles, and then some adventures that we're gonna be getting into with the truck and this 91 Honda XR 250L that I've recently picked up and refurbished. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, I wanna introduce you to my new ride. So this is a 1991 Honda XR 250L. Picked it up off of Facebook Marketplace a couple of weeks back. It had some small issues with it, nothing that was, unachievable to fix. We've got it running now, we've got it riding. We're about to take it for our first little rip out here in the Oregon forest, but I'm hoping that this bike and this truck pair up to make an awesome little adventure rig this coming summer. Let's jump on over to my Gladiator, Susie. So we'll start off with some of the issues, the concerns that I'm having with the vehicle. Overall, I've been very happy, but I do have a slight timing chain leak under the engine, which is a serious concern because if that ends up leaking after 100,000 miles, I'm out of warranty and it's about a $5,000 repair. So that's concern number one and my main concern for the truck right now. In terms of solutions for that, it's not covered under warranty right now as a repair because it's a weep and it's not a drip. For Stellantis or aftermarket coverage to cover an oil leak, it has to actually physically show a drip on a piece of metal. And right now I just have essentially 2 wet spots where the timing chain covers are under the vehicle. So that's something that I'm keeping a very close eye on, and I'm hoping that I can get it fixed before we hit that 100,000 mile mark. Also, as we approach 100,000 miles, I've noticed that the suspension is really starting to struggle on the Gladiator. I've got some definite leaks on the suspension in the back end. Front end looks okay, but I do carry a lot more weight, as you guys know, on the back here. We'll talk about this in a second. But with that suspension being kind of toast, it's definitely something that I'm thinking about moving into 100,000 miles here is revamping the shocks, springs, a couple other steering components in the truck because, on these heavy Jeeps, you start losing steering control pretty quick, your shocks go out, springs get worn, and putting 100,000 miles with the extra weight of the diesel engine has definitely taken its toll so far. So moving on to things that I've liked, we're still cruising around at around 20 to 22 miles to the gallon now. The diesel has been a little thirstier than typical, but nothing that is of too much concern. I think that that's just, part of the rig. The engine's getting a little older, it's getting some mileage on it. Mileage has gone down just a touch in the last couple of years of use. I have started doing every gas station, I treat my fuel when I put it in. So every fill up, I put in either an octane booster or a lubricant. I can't remember. I think it does a little bit of both, but just something to help that engine continue to be as efficient as possible. Now, in terms of some of the additions that I've made to the truck, let's go to, first off, tires, wheels. I've got new Nittos on there, so they've only got a few thousand miles on them now. They're looking fantastic. I love the Ridge Grapplers. It's a great tire. Works super well for my use, which is typically overlanding. I'm not really out there in the mud crawling around. So having just an all-terrain tire, it's quieter on the road, a little bit better mileage. I'm loving the Nittos. And another addition that I've recently made, just a couple days ago actually, are these side steps. So I know everybody's like, side steps on a truck, you don't want that. But like I said, I'm not rock crawling. So having some side steps on here from Joy to Tuss, they sent out these products. It's been awesome the last few days that I've been getting to use them. I'm no longer stepping on the rail of the truck. I'm not scratching up the paint anymore with wader boots, and they're just a nice addition. Plus they have this far back step that gives me easy access to the top of the truck, as well as a taller middle step, so you can get up and over the top of the truck very easily. Also inside of the truck, I've installed Joy2Tus phone mount. So that's been a nice little upgrade too. Never really found a great solution to hold my phone well on the road, so been enjoying that little phone mount in there. And you can go check out the video that I did installing those two products up here in this corner, I believe. Now for the biggest change that I've made to the Gladiator since you last saw it. This beautiful topper from Open Road. So this is their modular topper. It comes in 2 boxes and you essentially have to assemble it, but it's really a pretty simple installation. If you'd like to see how I installed this topper, also, that's gonna be right up here, so go ahead and click that video. This has been just an absolute game changer, and I do not use that term lightly. I've loved having lock storage on the truck. It's been so helpful for my adventures, and I'm really excited for this summer because that's when I really have the vehicle out in some places where I don't want people poking around in an open bed of my truck. I want to be able to lock up my stuff, keep it safe, and enjoy. So it's been super, super nice. I'm trying to figure out how I want to organize the inside of the truck bed with the topper on there. So if you guys have ideas, or you know a channel that has a pretty good storage system, or you guys have your own little storage system, drop that in the comments, because I'd really like to get that dialed in. I like to keep a chainsaw back there, traction boards, some extra fuel, some tools. So it's important for me to have that nice and organized, so when I'm driving fast around dirt roads, I'm not sloshing a bunch of gear around, because that's no fun for anyone. And then another bit of unfortunate news for the truck, the rooftop tent molded bad this winter. So that is kind of gonna be the first project when we do get some summer warmth out here on the Oregon coast. I'm opening that up. I'm going to wipe the whole thing down completely, try and bleach it, and then I'm going to be spray painting it with a fabric spray. So I'm gonna repaint that whole entire tent, see if that will fix my problem, go in, caulk all the edges, make sure that I can have that properly sealed. And if that doesn't work, then it's either gonna be a new rooftop tent or replacing just the fabric, which I think companies like Nature Rest make a replaceable fabric insert. So I don't know if that would fit on this tent, but if it would, that'd probably be the solution I would go with, because that's about 400 bucks. And I think that would be the easiest thing to do rather than trying to spray paint all of the fabric. In terms of other little details on the truck, I haven't had any other complaints other than that timing chain issue. That leak is definitely scary, but all in all, the truck has performed very well. It still feels very torquey when I'm driving. Highway speeds, very comfortable. Like I said, the steering has gotten a little softer. Suspension has definitely become worn down, so those are some concerns that I have. But all in all, I'm still loving this truck. I don't want to part with it anytime soon. I will say though, I'm filming this video on March 22nd, and I just paid $98 to fill up this 16-gallon tank. So yeah, on the coast of Oregon, diesel is currently $6.20 a gallon, which if that carries on, I don't know if that weighs into a decision of changing vehicles necessarily, but it's definitely going to limit my ability to get out and travel. So if you do like the videos, I really appreciate if you guys share the channel, leave some comments, and just anything that you can do is always a huge help to me. I don't get very big checks from YouTube. I get, a couple $100 a month, a few $100 a month, and that's it. So it's a little bit of gas money, a little bit of diesel money, and that's really all that it goes towards. So I appreciate you guys so much for watching these videos. It means the world to me. I've kind of always said that I'll take this channel really seriously once I hit 10,000 subscribers. We're at 7,500 now, so I still put out videos hopefully once a week. But if I ever hit a higher number, it would definitely become more consistent, higher quality, and I'd be, out there making content with YouTube in mind. All in all, I'm loving my 2021 Jeep Gladiator EcoDiesel. I'm excited to pair it with this 91 Honda for some upcoming summer adventures. And please let me know if you guys have any questions about the rig, if you're having similar experiences with the leaking of the timing cover chains or loose suspension or steering components. I want to know what's going on with your guys' trucks just to see if I'm an oddball out or if that's kind of a issue that's come across the board. So I'll catch you guys on the next episode. We should be getting out for some pretty fun adventures here soon. And until then, catch you on the next one. Peace.